Hello everyone, good morning to all of you. Welcome to my channel ReadCam. Dear students, to get the further notification of my lecture, please subscribe this channel and share to your friends to get the further notification of my lecture. Dear student, today we discuss about the very important topics in the chemistry, that is the synthetic dyes. Dear students, dyes are the substance which imparts their color to the other substance or to the other object. That substance is known as the dyes. Dyes are of two types, that is synthetic dyes and natural dyes. Natural dyes are those substances which is obtained from the natural sources, that is the plant sources, and synthetic dyes are those dyes which is obtained or which is synthesized into the laboratory. Dear students, before going in details about the synthetic dyes, first we discuss how these dyes were evolved. Please look this picture. This is the very famous picture of the 15th century. This is the picture of Mona Lisa. This picture was drawn by the artist, that is Leonardo da Vinci, by using the natural dyes, and from that time use of the color substance as a dyes were evolved. Now dear friends, we cannot imagine the nature without the color, because color is everywhere. In nature, the colors in the flowers, leaves, fruits, animals, birds, insects, soil, sky, rockets, etc. So the colors have always fascinated by man. Before the discovery of the synthetic dyes, initially natural colors extracted from the plants and animals were used as a dyes. In 1856, Perkins by chance synthesized a substance in the laboratory. That substance acted as a color, and from that time the use of the synthetic dyes were evolved. Today most of the dyes are synthetic in nature. In the present day, all the dyes or most of the dyes are synthetic, because today we cannot use the natural dyes because there are the limitation of using the natural dyes. Therefore in present day most of the dyes are synthetic in nature. Then we discuss the relationship between the color and chemical constitution. Most of the dyes are aromatic in character, but only some of the aromatic compound act as a dyes. Means all the dyes are aromatic in nature, but all the aromatic compounds does not act as dye. It can be understood by following example. Consider this is the benzene. Benzene is a colorless dye. This is the nitrobenzene. It is pale yellow, but it does not use as a dye. This is the picric acid, that is 2,4,6-trinitrophenol. It can be used as a dye because it can dye the permanent dye to the any object. Therefore, it can be used as a dye. Means there are the some groups which is responsible for the dyeing a substance or to become a color to that substance. Then what is that substance? That substance is known as the chromophore. Chromophore, what is the chromophore? Chromophore is the Greek word which means chroma means color and phorus means bearing. It is an unsaturated group present in organic compound which is responsible for the color of the compound. That group is known as the chromophore. Which are the groups? These are the examples of the chromophoric group, that is nitro, azo, carbonyl, thiocarbonyl, azomethane, nitroso, azoamino. These are the chromophoric groups. That groups is responsible for the color of an organic compound. Then we discuss the oxochrome. What is oxochrome? A dye is a chromosome containing a second group called oxochrome. Along with the chromophore, there is the oxochrome that enhance the color of an organic compound which act as a dye. These are the examples of the oxochromes present in the dye, that is the amino group, dimethylamino, carboxylic acid, chloro, methoxy, acetyl, methylamine, hydroxy, sulfonic acid, methyl, cyano, acetamino, etc. These are the oxochromic groups present along with the chromophore which are responsible for the color of an organic compound. Then we discuss the qualities of good dye. All the dyes not good, there are the some criteria which must follow the dye. That dye is known as the good dye. And which are the properties? Dye must have attractive color, must be permanent, so not affected by water, soap, acid and sunlight, must be cheap and easy to handle, must be easy to dye. Then it should not be harmful to skin or body. These are the some criteria which must follow any substance to act as a dye. Then we discuss the classification of the dyes. Dyes are classified in various ways according to their chemical structure, method of application, type of oxochrome present. These are the various types of classification of the dyes. First we discuss the classification of dyes on the basis of structure. Depending on the chromophore present, dyes are classified as nitro dyes and nitroso dyes, azo dyes, triphenyl methane dyes, phthalene dyes, indigoid and 5-indigoid dyes, anthraquinone dyes, and miscellaneous dyes, that is azine, sulfur, xanthine, phthalo, cyanine. These are the classification of dyes on the basis of the structure. Then we discuss one by one. First we discuss the nitro dyes. These dyes contain the nitro group, that is NO2 along with the hydroxyl group OH. These dyes are known as the nitro dyes. In this, nitro is the chromophore and OH is the oxochrome. What is the function of this OH? It enhances the color of that dyes. The group is known as the oxochrome group, and in this case oxochrome is the OH and chromophore is the NO2. Example is the picric acid and Manchester yellow. This is the picric acid and this is the example of the Manchester yellow. Not fast, little commercial importance, and greenish yellow to brown color dye, silk, wool. These are the properties of this nitro dyes, that is Manchester yellow and picric acid. Then we discuss the nitroso dyes. As the name indicates, this contains the nitroso, that is N double bond O group as chromophore along with the OH group as oxo group. These are of little commercial importance because it not fast to the light or it not fast to the washing, therefore they are commercially not important. Example is the fast green O24 dinitroso resorcinol is the example of the nitroso dyes. Then we discuss the azo dyes. As the name indicates azo, it must contain the azo group, that is the N double bond N as a chromophoric group, and it forms the largest family of commercially important dyes. They are prepared by diazotizing and coupling of suitable amine or phenol or their derivatives. They subgroup as monoazo, bisazo, triazo, polyazo dyes on the basis of the number of N double bond N group present in the dyes. On the basis of nature of oxochrome, they are again grouped as acidic azo dyes containing oxochrome, sulfonic, carboxylic and hydroxy, and basic dyes containing the oxochrome like NH2, NHR and NR2. Then we discuss the one of the important dyes, that is the methyl orange. It is an azo dyes. It contains the N double bond N. This is the chromophoric group present in the methyl orange. Then it containing N double bond N group. Due to the presence of sulfonic acid as oxochrome group, it is water soluble. Due to the presence of this SO3s, it is soluble in water. Then we discuss the preparation of the methyl orange. It involves into the two steps. Step 1 is the diazotization of sulfonic acid. In the step 1, first we generate the nitrous acid. Nitrous acid can be prepared by reacting sodium nitrate with hydrochloric acid. It generates the nitrous acid along with the sodium chloride. This nitrous acid is treated with the para-aminosulfonic acid at 0 to 5 degrees Celsius. It undergoes the diazotization. It gives the first intermediate product. Ketone reacts with the NN dimethyl sulfonic acid. It gives the methyl orange. This is the preparation of the methyl orange. Then we discuss the properties and uses of the methyl orange. Due to the sulfonic acid, it is water soluble, not fast to light and soap. Sodium salt used as a dye. Orange color to wool and silk. It gives the orange color to wool and silk, and it is used as an indicator in the titration. During using the indicator as a methyl orange, it shows the red color in acidic condition and orange color in the alkaline condition. Then we discuss the triphenyl methane, that is TPM dyes. It is the derivative of triphenyl methane containing the C6H5 by 3 CS group. Therefore, it is known as the triphenyl methane dyes. This is the triphenyl methane skeleton commonly present in the ppm dyes. In addition to it, it contains the amine group, that is Nr2, Nr3, OH at para position, and it is possess very brilliant intense color, and it is used in paper typewriter ribbon. This is the example of the ppm dyes, that is the crystal violets. Then preparation of the crystal violet, it involves into two steps. Step 1 is the preparation of micellar ketone, and step 2 is the condensation of the micellar ketone with dimethyl aniline. First we discuss the step 1. In the step 1, this anion dimethyl amine is treated with the carbonyl chloride. 2 molecules of dimethylamine on treating the carbonyl chloride, then it gives the Micellar's ketone. This Micellar's ketone in the second step on treatment with the dimethylamine again, then what happens, this hydrogen is moved on this oxygen, and there is the formation of carbon-carbon single bond. On condensation in presence of anhydrous POCl3, it gives the color base. This color base on hydrolysis in presence of hydrochloric acid, and it gives the crystal violet as a dye. The next is the properties and uses of the crystal violet. This dye forms large crystal of violet color. It is soluble in water and gives deep blue color. It dyes wool, silk, and tannin modulated cotton fiber. Then uses in the manufacture of inks, stamping pads, and typewriter ribbons. Then as an indicator to find S plus ion concentration in solution. It is used as biological stain. It is also used in making colored pencil. Gentian violet used as antiseptic for skin, burn, ulcers, and also used for washing the wounds. And what is the gentian violet? When this crystal violet combines with the methyl violet, is known as the gentian violet, and it is used as antiseptic for skin, burns, ulcer, and also used for washing the wounds. The next is the phthalate dyes. Phthalate dyes is the derivative of dihydroxytriphenyl methane with carboxylic or sulfonic acid group. This is the derivative of dihydroxytriphenyl methane with carboxylic or sulfonic acid group is present in the phthalate dyes. Then it obtained from the phthalic anhydride quinonoid as chromophoric group is present in the phthalate dyes. This is the quinonoid group. It is the chromophore is present in the phthalate dyes. This is the basic skeleton of the phthalate dyes. That skeleton is known as the triphenyl methane skeleton, and example is the phenolphthalein. All of us we know the phenolphthalein used as an indicator in the laboratory in the acid-base titration. Then next is the preparation and uses of phenolphthalein dyes. First we discuss the preparation. It can be prepared from phenol and phthalic anhydride. This is the phenol, 2 molecules of phenol when treated with the phthalic anhydride in presence of concentrated sulfuric acid, then elimination of water molecule, it gives the phenolphthalein. Then what are the uses of this phenolphthalein? It is white crystalline solid, insoluble in water and soluble in alcohol, used as indicator in acid-base titration. In alkali it gives pink color, and in acid it is colorless. Then next one is the indigo dyes. These dyes contain the carbon double bond carbon and carbon double bond oxygen as a chromophoric group, and indigo and their derivative are the examples. This is the indigo, and royal purple is the another example of the indigo dyes. The next is the preparation and uses of the indigo dyes. First we discuss the preparation. It can be prepared from the indican on hydrolysis. It gives the intermediate product which on oxidation in air it gives the indigo. Then what are the properties and uses? Indigo is used on large scale for dyeing cotton by wet process. It imparts dark blue color. It is extremely fast to washing. The next is the anthraquinone dyes. These dyes contain hydroxy or amino derivative of anthraquinone. This is the basic skeleton of this anthraquinone dyes. This is the anthraquinone. Paraquinonoid is the chromophore present in anthracene type dyes. Example, alizarin obtained from mother plant. This is the example of the anthraquinone dyes. This is the structure of the alizarin. The next is the, it can be prepared by following way. Step 1 is the preparation of anthraquinone. This is the phthalic anhydride. Phthalic anhydride on treatment with the benzene in presence of aluminum trichloride, on heating it undergo the Friedel-Crafts reaction and gives the orthobenzoyl benzoic acid, which on heating in presence of concentrated sulfuric acid there is the dehydration, it gives the anthraquinone. In the second step, sulfonation of anthraquinone, it gives the alizarin. This is the anthraquinone which on heating at 160 degrees Celsius in presence of fuming sulfuric acid, it gives the anthraquinone sulfonic acid. In the step 3rd, conversion of 2 anthraquinone sulfonic acid into alizarin. This is the anthraquinone sulfonic acid which on heating first with sodium hydroxide and then on acidification it gives the alizarin. Next is the properties and uses of the alizarin. It forms ruby red crystals and melting point is 290 degrees Celsius, sparingly soluble in water, soluble in alcohol and ether. It dissolves in alkali, forms violet or purple color salt. It sublimes on heating. Alizarin used to dye cotton and wool. It is used as purgative in medicine, in manufacture of printing inks. These are the uses of the alizarin. Then next is the classification of dyes based on the method of application. On the basis of mode of application, they are classified as follow: direct dyes or substantive dyes, indirect or adjective or modern dyes, ingrained dyes, bad dyes, dispersed dyes, or it is also known as reactive dyes. First we discuss one by one, that is the direct dyes or substantive dyes. These dyes are directly used in the case of animal fiber and plant fiber. These are also called as salt dyes because common salt is added during the dyeing. The dye forms sodium salt of sulfonic or carboxylic acid. The dye is directly absorbed on swollen fibers and fixed with hydrogen bonding in case of the plant fiber. For example, suppose this is the object which we want to dye and this is the dye. Fiber contains this NH2 group and dye contains this OH group. There is the reaction between this NH2 and OH and there is the fixing of color to the object is occur. In case of protein, they are bonded by ionic bonding. Example are Congo red, brilliant yellow. These are the example of direct dyes or substantive dyes. The next one is the indirect or modern dyes. As the name indicates, indirect, this dye cannot apply directly to the object because we require some binding material that is known as the mordant and the dye is known as the mordant dye. This dye does not dye directly animal or plant fiber without mordant. For acidic dyes, mordant must be basic and for basic dyes, mordant must be acid. The dye and metal form hydroxide on the fiber form chelate complex termed as latex. Normally silk and wool do not require mordant. Modern dyeing gives deeper shades and faster dyes than other. Example, alizarin, azo dyes and Eurochrome black tea, etc. These are the indirect or modern dyes. The next one is the ingrained or developed dyes. As the name indicates, developed dyes, initially these dyes are not colored, but after the application there is the oxidation occurs on the fiber and color develop. Therefore, these dyes are known as the developed dyes or ingrained dyes. Example is aniline black. The dye is formed by oxidation of aniline hydrochloride. The fiber is first dipped in aniline hydrochloride solution and then oxidized with potassium chloroxide using vanadium salt as catalyst. Fiber is heated with solution of aniline hydrochloride containing oxidizing agent as catalyst. The next is the water insoluble dyes. This dyes is the known as the vat dyes. These dyes are insoluble in water but on reduction become soluble. The reduction is carried out in wooden vats, hence this dyes is known as the vat dyes. The fiber is immersed in vat containing alkali, a reducing agent, and vat dyes. Then fiber is taken out and exposed to air oxidation and the color is developed. Then next is the dispersed dyes. These dyes are used to dye the synthetic fiber like nylon, terylene and fusionated fiber in the form of colloidal aqueous dispersion in the presence of stabilizing agents like phenol, cresol, etc. The process of dyeing is slow, so it requires high temperature and pressure. This includes color of azoanthraquinone and triphenylmethane groups, dispersed red Z, fast yellow Z. These dyes are fixed to the fiber by forming a solid solution with the fibers. Dispersed red Z and fast yellow Z. So all this about the synthetic dyes. I hope you can well understand this topic, that is the synthetic dyes. Dear friends, I am very much thankful to all of you for watching this video. If you like this video, then share to your friends. Thank you very much.